Welcome back, loyal subjects of Funk, to this Let's Funking play Rome 2 Total War. And the bad news is that during the last recording of this, the microphone was not switched on, so we have lost the the footage, not the footage, the audio from the microphone. So I'm going to put the commentary over now, and we've just come into contact with the Athenians, who we've run away from, but then they chase us down even more, so we're forced to fight to the last, which is a bit shit. As you can see, the balance of power there, it's very ridiculously poor, and there's not a chance in hell we can win it, despite being Spartans. It's a bit sad, really. Seems that the Athenians hold the balance of power in all the battles, and we haven't actually played a single battle thus far on the Wrath of Sparta campaign in which we have won, which is sad. So we fight this one on the map because there's not much, we don't have much option here. It's a bit shit, but you can see the sort of calibre of troops that the enemy has here, and the poor terrain that we've been gifted by our computer. And yeah, so there's only one real tactic really to take on in this battle, which is to take down as many Athenians as possible, and we do have some success in that. A very difficult battle, but we do manage to take down a fair few Athenians, which is well, positive, isn't it? Obviously the loading screens are very long. There's not much we can do about that because the computer's a little bit antiquated. I also lost a 4GB stick of RAM, which I'm hoping to have replaced sometime in the near future. But we'll just have to see how that goes, because the company's been a little bit annoying about it. So what I opt to do is to start the battle with all the troops in the corner and literally just stick them in the corner. It is a little bit of a cheat, but considering that Athens seems to be so overpowered with its units, I think it's fair as anything. And not only that, it's a sound option to do, because he's just going to flank us with his light cavalry. Light cavalry, may I add, that is absolutely overpowered to the max. That light cavalry can charge straight into a phalanx and come out with not many casualties at all, as you're about to see in this. Obviously I'm just trying to deploy the troops and doing it in a bit of a sloppy manner, but yeah. And there you go, there's the enemy. Now even its militia hoplites are very hardy on this. Very hardy indeed. I don't think we put the battle difficulty on very hard. I think we just put the campaign difficulty on very hard.
Light cavalry, slingers!
But I'll have to check the settings on that actually.
Light cavalry!
One of the poor things, and you'll find out very soon, is that obviously once the enemy make contact, my missile units can no longer be of any use whatsoever. They stop firing pretty much altogether. That's a pity, because we have some fire arrows on the go. Here's a point where we get to fire some into the flanks of the enemy, and it works very well indeed. But there we go. Spartan youths. I always remembered the Spartan youths being okay on the Grand Campaign. I always remembered them doing quite well. And there's the Royal Spartans. Now these actually are a very good unit, and they hold out for a long time, dealing damage to the Athenian pigs. But that's alright. That's exactly what we want them to do. So there we go, there's our very own little semicircle of Spartans, much like the end of the 300 Spartans original 60s movie. Well, actually not much like that, but I suppose theoretically maybe. So there we go, we're setting up the missile infantry now, putting the arrows on fire arrow
Yours to command.
to ensure that they will destroy the enemy. And
Advance
we'll see how that
at your
works
command.
out. We pretty much have a full unit there of slingers. And the Royal Spartans are pretty much a full unit as well.
Riders at the double.
So
Sparta.
I think it's about time we put this game on
Double
×2
time.
speed. I was trying to time that right, so I will click it. There we go. We're going ×2 now to make the enemy catch up. So this is the third battle that I have done on the map, and this is video 5, I believe. I'll never make the mistake of not checking to see if my microphone's switched on in the future, I'll tell you that for nothing. Not only that is it a little bit annoying, but I actually, for the first time in a couple of months, decided to have myself a can of Guinness. So how's about that? We were drinking Guinnesses for Christmas, festivities, and all was well, but then the microphone was not switched on. So this is very bad times. That enemy is you see, I just don't get it. They're just so difficult to defeat, the Athenians. I think I've fought them twice. Yeah, once when they took the island off me to the south, which I thought was very defensible, but it turned out not to be. We've retaken that since. And I think we've fought one other battle against another nation that we lost, but I can't remember which one that was. Obviously one of the problems with putting all your troops in the corner is that naturally you're going to take a lot of missile fire, but that's just something that you have to deal with. You got to go with the flow, and you'll see how, even though we're basically in a shield wall, we are still indeed very vulnerable to missile fire. Extremely vulnerable. It doesn't matter whether we're using here we go, there's a little bit of a tussle now with light hoplites, which you'd think light hoplites would be fairly easy to take down, at least especially when they're engaged with royal hoplites, which is what they are at the moment. There, look at that, look at that. See you later. Nothing that one can do. That's what you call getting picked off like a demon. And now they're bringing in a second, a light hoplite. So is that cavalry? Oh no, it's the leader himself. And I think the leader has picked hoplites. There we go, you see, look at that, wavering already. Remember, the battle's hardly started, and we have to compensate by putting Spartan youths in a longer line. Sad, but sad. Sad but sad. See you later, that's goodbye to the Spartan youths. And they're definitely out of the game. I don't know why we're moving this guy back to alright, okay, we'll try to plug this guy. I think we do just get there in time. There we go. That'll do. And the cavalry comes in. Cavalry charging phalanxes. Not a good mixture, but the enemy opts for it and still comes out quite well. And obviously you can see here that our missile units have stopped firing, and that's why I've zoomed in on them, thinking what the fuck's going on, because there's still units there at the back that can be fired upon, including the actual royal unit itself. Now the one positive thing about fighting the cavalry is that although they don't really take much of a beating, they neither deal much of a beating at the same time. which means that we can survive longer, I suppose. And there they go, they're trying it again. And they do knock a few men over, granted, but most of them get back up. Oh, there we go. It's another one of those hoplites starting to falter. They've actually, the Spartan youths have lasted a lot longer than them, even though they have better stats, and not only do they have better stats, but they've slightly got a bit more upkeep to them. I think it's only something like 10 gold or something more than a Spartan youths unit, but regardless, it's a bit annoying. So we're starting to falter, and brought the cavalry in to try and fill some of the gaps. And although it says on the if you look on the unit cards, it says that they're firing at will, but I haven't seen a single fire arrow. Have you? There's a chance when we do get to start using one of the archer units. You'll see towards the end of this battle, it's actually quite good. I enjoy it. I think they pull the cavalry out from our right flank and bring it round the left. Actually, I mean, there we go. The right side's just pretty much broken. So we try and here we go. There we go. He's pulled his cavalry out, and now he's going to come round the left flank, I believe. Oh no, he's running again. He's gone again. And now I've just managed to get my men back in formation, which is a good thing. And you can see there the Royal Spartans are actually hardly took any damage. They must have lost about 30 men at this point, but have been holding the enemy back for quite some time. There's a lot of enemies there though, but you can see, look how hardy they are. Yep, and the left's starting to fold up. You can see the missile units are starting to run. And we're still trying to push back the flanks. And we bring these Spartans in that one right into the centre just to try and stop this cavalry from surrounding the Royal Spartans and routing all of our missile units. But it doesn't matter, because the cavalry is way more, light cavalry is way more powerful than any Spartan youths. So while these lot are pinning them down, we actually do get to use some of our archers. Look at that. I think we're going to use them in a minute. Anyway, the sad thing about losing this battle is that because we've already ran away once, the stack is going to get destroyed, which is sad. There you go, everything's starting to fold up now. We've got it on double speed again, just trying to speed up the battle. I mean, look how many men those Royal Spartans actually holding back though. So it could be what, here we go, and this is when I decide to move this archers to the flank, which actually do a nice bit of morale damage, not much, but perhaps under different circumstances this might have been quite devastating. There you go, see? You can see all the morales dropping, including my men. Oh, he's used one of his abilities to rally his troops. See, there's an Athens unit actually routing there, but then he quickly diverts a unit to destroying our archers, and then this game fizzles away quite fast. And thus is the end. There we go, the Royal Spartans are beginning to run, and it's a close defeat, which is probably one of the finer defeats that we've had, when we still killed a good number of troops. But if you look at the damage on the right hand side, it's still pretty low, not what we want. I mean, we only got one unit of hoplites down to red, the rest are all on green. And we done some damage to some of the missile units and a little bit to the cavalry, but In all, we're still waiting for that excellent victory on this campaign. But this isn't by far anywhere near the end. This is actually just the rebirth. This spurns on later reforms to the army, which you will see as soon as we get back into the campaign. I think we go ahead and purchase ourselves a brand new stack and prepare for war. Long loading screens. They're beautiful, aren't they? But one day when the YouTube channel takes off and gets more successful and we can get ourselves a brand new, probably a desktop, because at the moment we're just using a laptop, which is why most of my videos, the 1080p doesn't look that nice, because the maximum it allows me to record in is 900p, if that makes any sense. Oh, look at that, he's swinging through. Boom, headbutt, and bad times. The Spartan drops, and not only does he manage to kill my stack, but he also manages to get home as well. Isn't that ironic? So he couldn't be trapped by any other armies. I know if that was one of my armies, there's no way he'd have enough movement to get home, even on a double march. So there we go, and now we are now we are being forced to make amendments to the army to grow afresh from the flames of defeat. The beauty about this is that I can afford to build an army as big or as little as I want to. I could just sit back if I wanted and defend my spots and build money and buy client states and military alliances to win this campaign, but I'm not necessarily going to do that. I think when Athens needs a hand in falling, and one of the things I opt to do is build a larger navy, which we're doing now. A much larger navy, in fact. We're going to absolutely give them a spanking. Spanking. And here's the new stack that we're going to buy. This one's going to have much better units. Well, not much better. It's going to have 2 good hoplites, and the rest are going to be poor ones again, but there's going to be much more of them, which means we have a chance of beating Athenian stacks. And that's a cert. And we're going to actually bring with us some javelin men this time, because although they don't have the range, they're actually the best at making heavily armoured units sit the funk down in comparison to say archers and slingers, which have excellent range, don't get me wrong, but they don't just the missiles don't quite have that weight. Inspired populace. So things are progressing nicely here. It's just a case of, for the rest of this session, is that we just end turn and hire units, get some cavalry units, king. There we go, we're getting some Spartan youths. I actually prefer them to those other hoplite units. It seems like the Spartan youths are sort of heroes in waiting, ready to be trained up to proper Spartans.
The blessing of the Olympians upon you.
And we have a little attempt here at trying to buy a client state, even though we don't have much money. You got to be careful, because obviously you're going to go in the red during the winter season, and that's 4 turns of black, of being in the black. So you got to make sure you've saved up enough money in the summer seasons to cover yourself. I like the miniature campaigns because it doesn't take long to end goals. As you see, we're cycling through the nations very fast. That was probably about 10 seconds that turn. Whereas in Imperator Augustus, I could be waiting up to, like, you know, a minute or 2, and it is very irritating. More ships there. which is another campaign that we do need to finish.
Ready for
I have a couple of videos waiting to be edited and processed on the Imperator Augustus campaign,
Ready for orders.
but that's for another time. At the moment I'm really enjoying Wrath of Sparta, despite I give it a hammering on Steam reviews. But it's not my fault. They shouldn't make them so damn expensive. Like capitalist thieves. I wanted to play as all sorts of nations on this, but guess what? Only 4 are playable on the whole campaign map. How's about that? 4 nations on the whole campaign map. When really, if they wanted to, they could make them all playable. It's just that the ones that they make playable, they want to give them unique units, and this, that and the other. And people are still waiting for Persia. They're dying to play Persia. It's starting to irritate them to no end. Alright, so we catch them here with a Pyrrhic victory. Fortified.
Make haste, men.
And they run off. And I think we catch up with them in the next turn. You can see we just manoeuvre our men a little bit to make sure that they can't sneak past us.
Ready for battle.
There we go.
We hunger for battle.
And then there's not much else to do. I know we have, at the moment we've only got 1 food, which is a massive worry and shame, and causes some problems in the next session. But what can you do? You can see some nations are already starving. Food, it seems to be scarce in Greece. Attrition is a commonplace. So you gotta make sure you got enough food, especially for the winter seasons. Political intrigue. Oh yes, we lost a leader. Sounds about right, doesn't it?
We hunger.
And an increase in rank. Right, so we get the last chance to squash this fortified unit who runs away, but I think, if I am right, we're still within range to battle. Yep, and it's a very easily thing with a protective stance, which you might as well do, because once they've ran away once, they're gonna die anyway, the whole stack, so
March.
there we go.
Advance.
Fell like a sack of crap. Pardon.
Commander.
So now the winter season, the Christmas season is coming to an end, we can focus on making more videos. And hopefully the channel will continue to grow, because I'm enjoying a very huge boom and success at the moment, which thanks to you guys subscribing. Naturally I haven't made a soppy 100 subscribers video yet. I might do it when we reach 500, which at the rate we're going now is going to be not too far away at all. You never know, it might even be done within the before the 1st anniversary of the channel, which is in March. Warning, you have not upgraded one of your leaders. It's a dignitary. So naturally we're coming to the end of this Let's Play. It's a pity, like I said, that we didn't record the audio, because I was really enjoying a few pints of Guinness while recording last night. But at least, because this is a new headset, I'll make sure that I never make this mistake again. And I had a similar problem with my old headset, because this one's USB, so it works in a bit of a different way. And once it happens once, you always make sure it never happens again. You should check it before you record a video every time. Anyhow,
Ready for orders.
a forced march back to Sparta, and we're coming to the end of this Let's Play. So, with this all being said and done, I think we shall call it. Thanks for watching and goodbye.